Hello, how are you doing? It's your boy Gay Any Royalty, your favorite host of the Royalty Mindset podcast, on another great episode. Guys, thank you for all you've been doing, for your support and all. Today, we're going to be having a great discussion about business and how business survive in Africa. Business in Africa for entrepreneurs in Africa. How do we navigate the challenges that we face as business owners in Africa? And I was thinking of who to have this discussion with, and I couldn't think of no other person than the guest that I'm about to, introduce to you. She is a superwoman, a woman of virtue, a woman that has been able to navigate the challenges fixing the Africa business space as a woman operating in the midst of men. And this woman is no other person other than Dr. Fatou Matta, the CEO of Top 3 Solutions. Fatou Matta, it is a pleasure having you on this podcast.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Look at you, looking so gorgeous, so beautiful.
Thank you.
Looking at you, doesn't look as though you're passing through any challenge that we think the African business owners face.
Don't judge the book by the cover.
I like that. Well, Fatou Matta, like I mentioned, you are the best person I thought of when thinking about a particular topic.
Right.
And you being a lady operating in this industry or having a business in Africa where we have a lot of men, what has been the challenges you can really tell whoever is watching this podcast? What are the challenges that you can think of at this moment?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank the Royalty Mindset for having me today. It's quite a pleasure.
Absolutely.
And looking at your question and the conversation you're about to raise is something that I'm really passionate about. In what sense is I've learned the hard way and I've experienced each of these challenges my own ways in different countries, in different places around. So being a female CEO, female founder in a man-dominated area and working in different sectors. I've been in oil and gas, I've done, different kind of businesses. I can't list them in a way. So every sector that I've worked in is actually dominated by men. So right now I work with investment facilitation and business consulting. And sometimes I find it really difficult to understand why the African people find it difficult to start their own businesses and get the fundings that they need to keep up. Because every single day you meet with people who tell you, I want to do a business, I want to start a business, I want to start a company. But how many of these people successfully come out 5 years later with a company that is successful in Africa? A very few. Because sometimes the regulations, the rules that are put in place, the kind of challenges of accessing to finance, the kind of challenges that is needed in some African countries to start companies is really huge, that most people will not be even interested in working with African companies because of lack of, easy pathways. So a lot of challenges are faced by Africans in Africa.
Right.
When it comes to, doing business.
Yeah. That is very striking. I think it makes sense for us to, have you tell the audience or tell the viewers what Top 3 Solutions does, right? Your company. And how long have you been in business? And what does your company do?
Well, that's a very big question, actually. And to be honest with you, I've been in business from the longest time. I've never been an employee of someone before.
Wow.
So,
interesting.
But Top 3 Solutions is actually 3 years old. And we do business consulting for companies who are looking to expand in other parts of the world. Companies who are looking to come into Africa. We also do investment management for investors who are looking to invest in African projects. So we have viable projects with proper business plan and financial projections and everything. So all we need is people with money who are ready to come in the picture and invest in these companies, invest in these people, invest in these businesses, and move the continent further. So I am an all Africa for African person.
Well, nice.
And I celebrate every single person out there who advocates for the betterment of our continent. So Top 3 Solutions is a solution, is a one-stop shop for all your business needs.
Awesome. Wow. Which means for those companies in America, in Asia, in Europe, looking for a way to penetrate the African market, you will be, or Top 3 will be a safe landing for such kind of company. You can help navigate all the hassles they would have passed through if they were to do it by themselves, and help them land safely, get themselves or get them established in Africa, basically.
Certainly. Of course, I would say not just Africa, even in the Middle East and other parts of the country, of the world, I am able to have the free access to get into those countries and set up whatever the client needs to be set up. And I have a very strong team who are actually doing amazingly well in establishing all of those things that are needed by the clients. So if there's clients who are coming from the US and need the services from customer care services, from administrative work, from investment facilitation, from real estate needs, Top 3 is a holding company and it has many sub countries and companies under it. So we have solutions for all of these things. So I believe the Top 3 solution can be a solution for your problems.
Makes plenty sense. Now I understand the reason why the solutions is part of the part of the business.
Right.
Very good. Now we're talking about investors or foreign investors coming to Africa, right? We also have talked about the challenges that businesses in Africa face. Do you think Africa is that, kind of what would I use right now? Do you think Africa is that fertile, right, for these foreign investors to really want to come into and invest?
Have you heard of the phrase, Africa is the future of the world?
Absolutely.
So if you say Africa is the future of the world, that means that the ground is ready. We just need to pave the way. So by paving the way, we need people who believe in us. We encourage people to understand that we're definitely not a virgin land, but we are a virgin land at some point, because we're just getting into the innovative sector of tech. We're getting into the innovative sector of all parts of business. So the world is really going very fast and Africa is meeting up. So the market is ready. There's nothing that you bring in Africa that cannot be sold. There's no project that you can invest in properly and manage it properly and it will not be successful in Africa because the demand is high. So if investors are looking to invest and they're looking at other places of the world, I think they should rethink their thoughts.
Awesome.
Yeah. So because Africa is a place.
Very true. I actually asked that question because I know someone out there is having that thoughts in his heart. Like Africa, we're talking about challenges of doing businesses in Africa. So how would they be able to come into Africa, facing those challenges and be able to really do their businesses as they would want to do?
Tell them to worry not. Tell them to worry not, because the governments are getting familiar to these things and they are the ones even interested in getting these investors in.
Awesome.
So an investor is never small. You could invest as small as $500 for a woman selling oranges on the street and expect to get returns. You can invest as high as $20 million and still expect to get returns. Africa is big and we have different countries with huge population. For me, I'm from the Gambia and we're just 2.5 million people. So it's quite a small country. But the potential of real estate, the potential of tourism development, the potential of agricultural projects is really high. And, these things can be a very big attraction to investors out there.
Very, very, very beautifully rendered. I asked that question because I felt somebody is watching this that wanted to get more, explanation, which you have just given. I'm a believer of Africa. I'm an African to the core. Everything I do reflects Africa because I somewhat believe in the potential of Africa, especially in the area of business. Africa is where the world lives right now.
Right.
The whole world, based on statistics, is going to be looking to Africa in the year 2030, 2050. Because why? the population in Africa at that point in time will be at its best ever. You have the median age of this large population to be between age 18 and 24,
Right.
which is the most vibrant age group that any economy needs to thrive. And at that point in time, the other part of the world will be shrinking in population. And of course, you have other people in their data system. And then Africa will be the most vibrant at that point in time. And that's the reason why guys have to start looking into Africa from this moment. You know, that is exactly what I wanted to hear. And that is exactly what you just said. So guys, get ready to start investing in Africa. Africa is very fertile, irrespective of the challenges that Africa is facing in the business area. We still have a fertile land.
Yeah,
that you can
but I believe that
cultivate
those
and
challenges
get
are actually being worked on daily basis,
Absolutely.
and we're improving bit by bit. So,
Yes.
and this is happening because we know that we need the outside world. We need diasporas. We need the diasporas. We need
Right.
young Africans who left Africa to go find and bring something back home. We need our African American brothers, African British brothers and sisters to come back home and invest in their home countries, in where they think they belong, because every single person of you have a space in Africa.
Right.
So
Right.
I believe that there's a room for everyone, just as I have done it, and I'm here sitting with you talking about my success in my business, and you're here talking about interviewing great-minded people and talking about the successful stories of their businesses.
Right.
I think that means that you can do it, and every other person that is watching this can do it. So I believe that this is just something that is really great, and you should keep up with what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Fatou Matta. This is the reason why I thought of no other person other than you to be on set with me today and have this topic discussed. I am satisfied, and I'm very sure the audience out there too will be satisfied as they listen. So thank you so much, Fatou Matta, for coming on board. We are sure definitely going to bring you back.
All right.
on
Thank
another
you.
time.
Thank
Thank you
you.
again.
Thank you so
you.
much.
Yes. All right, guys. This is where we draw the curtain for today. I will be right back on another episode. Sign out.